Hey lovely sexy hobby people, welcome to today's video, which is going to be Warhammer Combat Patrol issue number 4, which is just 3 paints and a starter brush. So come and join me on the desk and we'll have a look at it. Hey lovelies, right, so here we are, issue 4. Ta-da! And typically the protector, the brush protector has come off. Right. Let's get into issue 4, shall we? Now then. So, as with previous collections, they're going to give you some information about painting. And basically some tools, some essential tools that you're going to need. For God's sake, do not go out and steal one of your mother's plates to act as a palette. Ask first. Yeah, and then just basically some various painting techniques. Now, obviously, strangely, when I collected the Battle Games in Middle-earth artworks that came out in the early 2000s in connection with the Lord of the Rings movies, they actually talked about painting an undercoat in this manner where you build up the layers on the miniature. But then they also spoke about using rattle cans to provide a base coat, an undercoat, as it were. And since then, I've not seen, so I've collected Imperium and Stormbringer. I've not seen either of those two collections mention using a aerosol-based primer. And I'm wondering if it's simply because of the target audience for these collections, primarily being for youngsters, and the fact that within the UK, there are laws about the purchase of spray paints when it comes to age. But yeah, giving you examples of first coat, second coat, third coat. And then you're going to have your How to Paint Space Marines and Tyranids. So I'm glad that I've got more Wraithbone. I'm glad that I've got this Baraknar Burgundy, because that was something that I was after. But when I saw that it was going to be part of this collection, I thought I'd wait before I went out and purchased it. But I need some Baraknar Burgundy to finish off my Krondis from Stormbringer. Right, Bonds of Honour. So, Silver Templars making a return. If I remember rightly, were these not the chapter that was kind of like promoted in the Conquest, Warhammer 40,000 Conquest, was it Conquest? Collection, the Silver Skulls? I seem to, because I didn't collect it, I can't recall. And then we get some information on the Space Marine characters that we're going to get. So we get an additional unit for each faction that we have. So for the Space Marines, we are getting a chaplain on bike. And again, this is a miniature that I've wanted because I wanted it to go with my Raven Wing. But when I found out that this guy comes with this collection, it was like, fine, I will wait. So I'm glad I'm getting him. But we get a Space Marine captain in Terminator armor, we get our chaplain on bike, and we get a librarian in Terminator armor. Now, I've already got one of these, but he is perfect for my Grey Knights. So he will be painted silver with blue shoulder pads to denote his librarious connection. And I will use him for my Grey Knights. And then we have some Tyranid characters. So we get our Winged Prime and the Parasite of Mortrex. Is it Parasite of Mortrex? Let's have a look. Yeah, Mortrex. There we go. Right, we then get a playthrough called Desperate Measures. We're going to be using our data sheets here for our Space Marines and Tyranids. And we are going to be using 3 of our Infernus Marines and 1 of our Von Ryan's Leapers. So, in this mission you'll consolidate your knowledge of melee attacks and fight phase in a fierce battle between a trio of Infernus Marines and a Von Ryan's Leaper. You'll use the data sheets provided for these models to work out how strong their weapons are and how effectively they can resist damage. Good luck! So we then have a bit of a playthrough. Alright, turn by turn, and then we have data sheets and attack sequence information. So basics number 1 this is going to be. So data sheets talks about what that is, information is included on them, the attack sequence, and then, yeah, that's it. So we get no satisfaction. We do not, this is the first issue where we have not had a breakdown of Space Marine victory or Tyranid victory. So there you go. Talks about destroyed models here and saving throws and wound rolls. And then again we get this, obviously, photograph of the collection, and we get more wound markers. Like I said, you're going to be coming out your ears. Anyway, to look forward, we have in issue 5 our Infernus Marine Sergeant, and in issue 6 we have our 5 Barb Gaunts. So, cool. Right, let's pop that aside. I'm not going to bring it down to look at this. The starter brush is what it is. Actually, this one isn't too bad. So, I sometimes have friends over, my D&D group, we sometimes come over. I've purchased them. Whenever we have a new character join the group, I always purchase them a miniature to represent their character on the tabletop, and quite often we'll have a painting session and they come round. I normally let them have the starter brushes rather than ruin my best ones. And then these are your paints. So they're all bases. So Macragge Blue, because obviously Smurf Marines, and Wraithbone, which will be good for me because I've got a lot of stuff that is bone white armour on my Terminators, and Baraknar Burgundy that I actually wanted for a different project. But there you go. Hopefully I will join you in it. No, hopefully you will join me in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye bye.